Henry VII, born Henry Tudor on January 28, 1457, was the founder of the Tudor dynasty and the first monarch of England's Tudor period. His birth took place at Pembroke Castle in Wales. Henry was the son of Edmund Tudor, Earl of Richmond, and Margaret Beaufort, a member of the influential Beaufort family. The Beauforts were descendants of John of Gaunt, the Duke of Lancaster, who was a son of Edward III. This lineage placed Henry in a precarious position as a potential contender for the English throne during a tumultuous period of civil unrest known as the Wars of the Roses. The Wars of the Roses were a series of civil wars fought between the rival houses of Lancaster and York for control of the English throne. Henry's claim to the throne was tenuous but significant enough to make him a key player in the struggle. His early years were marked by instability and uncertainty, as his father Edmund died shortly after his birth, leaving him under the guardianship of his mother. Exile and claim to the throne. As a young boy, Henry VII lived in exile in Brittany, a region in modern-day France, due to the political instability in England. The Lancastrian cause was not widely supported, and Henry's position was precarious. During his time in Brittany, Henry received support from various factions who were discontented with the ruling Yorkist regime. In 1483, following the death of Edward IV, Henry's claim to the throne became more viable. Edward IV's death led to the rise of his son, Edward V, who was only 12 years old. The young king's reign was short-lived, and his uncle, Richard III, seized power, claiming that Edward IV's marriage had been invalid and thus his children were illegitimate. Henry seized the opportunity to challenge Richard III's rule. In August 1485, Henry landed in Wales with a modest army, and his claim was supported by a coalition of disaffected nobles and former Lancastrians. Henry's forces met Richard III's army at the Battle of Bosworth Field on August 22, 1485. The battle was decisive, and Richard III was killed, leading to Henry's victory. Reign and establishment of the Tudor dynasty. Henry VII was crowned king on October 30, 1485. His reign marked the beginning of the Tudor dynasty and the end of the Wars of the Roses. To solidify his claim and unite the warring factions, Henry married Elizabeth of York, the daughter of Edward IV. This marriage symbolically united the rival houses of Lancaster and York, effectively ending the civil conflict. Henry's reign was characterized by his efforts to stabilize and strengthen the monarchy. He focused on consolidating power and establishing a strong central government. One of his significant achievements was the establishment of the Tudor dynasty, which would last for over a century. Political and economic reforms. Henry VII implemented a series of political and economic reforms aimed at strengthening the monarchy and stabilizing the country. He reformed the financial system, establishing the Court of the Star Chamber to handle cases of corruption and enforcing the law more effectively. This court helped to curb the power of the nobility and ensure that justice was administered more fairly. Economically, Henry VII worked to improve England's finances. He focused on increasing revenue through efficient taxation and reducing the reliance on the traditional feudal system. His efforts led to a more stable financial position for the monarchy, allowing for greater control and fewer financial burdens on the common people. Henry also worked to strengthen England's position in international affairs. He established alliances through marriage and diplomacy, seeking to improve relations with other European powers. His marriage to Elizabeth of York was a strategic move to unite the warring factions, and his daughter Margaret was married to James IV of Scotland, further solidifying alliances. Challenges and opposition. Despite his efforts to stabilize the kingdom, Henry VII faced challenges and opposition throughout his reign. His claim to the throne was constantly under threat from pretenders and rival claimants. One notable figure was Lambert Simnel, a young pretender who claimed to be Edward IV's son. Simnel's claim was supported by several disaffected nobles, leading to a rebellion that was eventually crushed by Henry's forces. Another challenge came from Perkin Warbeck, another pretender who claimed to be Richard, Duke of York, one of the missing princes in the Tower of London. Warbeck gained support from various European powers and posed a significant threat to Henry's rule. However, Henry managed to quell the rebellion and secure his position. Personal life and legacy. Henry VII's personal life was marked by his marriage to Elizabeth of York, which produced several children, including Arthur, Prince of Wales, and Henry, who would later become Henry VIII. Henry VII's reign laid the foundation for the Tudor dynasty's success, and his policies and reforms contributed to the stability and strength of the monarchy. Henry VII's legacy is often overshadowed by his son, Henry VIII, and the subsequent Tudor monarchs. However, his role in ending the Wars of the Roses and establishing a stable and prosperous dynasty cannot be underestimated. His reign set the stage for the significant changes and developments that would follow in English history. Henry VII died on April 21, 1509, at the age of 52. He was succeeded by his son, Henry VIII, who would go on to become one of England's most famous monarchs. Henry VII was buried in Westminster Abbey, and his tomb remains a testament to his contributions to English history. Conclusion. Henry VII's reign marked a pivotal moment in English history. His rise to power and efforts to stabilize the kingdom laid the groundwork for the success of the Tudor dynasty. Despite facing numerous challenges and opposition, Henry's political and economic reforms, as well as his strategic alliances, helped to strengthen the monarchy and ensure a more stable and prosperous England. His legacy is a testament to his significant role in shaping the course of English history and establishing a dynasty that would influence the nation for generations to come. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel.